Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Scumpy here today, bringing you Call of Duty XP pools officially picked today. I've been waiting for this all day, so I am sorry for the later upload, but I really wanted to shed some light on this for you guys because this is very important. This is the biggest tournament of the year. This is what every single pro player has been working towards all year long for this tournament right here. So these pools are very important. Why are they so important instead of like other tournaments? Because usually pool play, it's important, but it's not like paramount. It's not everything. Like if you do bad in pool play, you still have another shot. Not here. If you get bottom 2 in your pool, you're out of the tournament. You're gone. That's it. Over. No more COD XP. If you get top 2, you move on to a 16-team double elimination bracket, which will be taking place over Saturday and Sunday. So that's why pool play is so important. If you don't come out and show up and lose 1 or 2 matches right off the rip, your COD XP is done. So it's pretty scary. It's very scary. But let's start. I'm going to start off talking about the groups, who I think the best groups are, who I think is going to advance from each pool. And then after that, we're going to go into the bracket a little bit and talk about what I think is going to happen in the bracket. And there are some weird things that can happen, much like last year. And yeah, it's bad what could happen. So we're going to focus on winning our matches 100%. So, let's start talking about the groups. Excuse me. All right. We've got Group A, the European powerhouse group. We've got Millennium, Splice, Living the Dream, and Revoltables. Now, sorry, Revoltables. I don't think that they're going to make it out. That's just how it is. I'm sorry. I hate being that guy, but there's 3 really good teams in that group. You got Millennium, Splice, Living the Dream. There's two ways that I see this group happening. You've either got Splice and Millennium coming out, which is what I'm sure most people are predicting, or you have Splice and Living the Dream coming out. I think Living the Dream could possibly upset Millennium, because Living the Dream isn't a bad team. You got Pac-Man on that team. Wheats, they're a veteran team. They've played at a lot of champs before. They're not going to be a pushover in that pool. I guarantee that. Next, moving on into Group B. Pretty easy group to call, in my opinion. You got Rise, Hyper Games, Apotheon, and Supremacy. I think Supremacy is going to get eliminated. Sorry, guys. But I think Rise is getting first, and then it's going to come down to Hyper Games and Apotheon. I think Apotheon is going to probably beat them, in my personal opinion, with how they've been playing online. But who knows? Anything could happen. I think it's going to be an interesting pool nonetheless, but I do think Rise is going to end up coming out first, and then whoever wins that second match will get second. Moving on to Group C. This is a weird pool. You've got LG, Mind Freaks, Fob Game Esports, and Chiefs. Now, Chiefs and Mind Freaks are regarded as, like, the Mind Freaks is considered the best Australian team, and then you have Chiefs. A lot of people would put them in like that 2 to 3 spot in Australia. Still, I think Luminosity is coming out of that pool at first, and then I think Mind Freaks is probably going to get second, but again, upsets can happen. Moving on to Group D, you got Ground Zero, Allegiance, Epsilon, and Pulse. This is actually the hardest group for me to call, because Allegiance, I'm not really too sure who's on that team. Epsilon, I'm not too sure how they've been playing. Pulse, I think that Pulse is going to get eliminated. They've just haven't had a good history throughout Black Ops 3. But I do think Ground Zero or DT is going to get first, and then it's going to come down to Allegiance, Epsilon playing against each other. I do think that Allegiance is probably going to pull that out, though. But, again, it is a hard one to call. Actually, I think Epsilon's going to pull it out. Actually, I take that back. I think Epsilon's going to pull that match out. I think Epsilon's going to take that. Sorry. Moving on, Group E, the Pool of Death, most people are saying. This is considered the Pool of Death out of all of the pools. 8 pools total. This is considered the hardest pool. You got FaZe Clan, Elevate, Korn, another North American team, and Giants. That's a tough pool, man. That is a very tough pool all around. You've got FaZe and Elevate. I would put them both on the same level, like top 4 to top 6 teams. And then you've got Korn, another North American team that can definitely cause some upsets, and Giants, a very good team that can also cause some upsets. That is a really tough pool. And to think that 2 of those teams aren't coming out is pretty ridiculous, because usually most of those teams would come out. Nah, actually not most of them. I'm gassing it a little bit. I think FaZe and Elevate are going to come out. But Korn could pull an upset. Giants could pull an upset. But I do think FaZe and Elevate are still going to come out of that pool. I was gassing a little bit on the other 2 teams. Maybe just a little bit. But next, Group F, you've got Infused, TK Most Wanted, and Tainted Minds. I regard Infused as the best European team. We played the top 3 European teams. We played Millennium, we've played Splice, and we played Infused. Infused gave us like the hardest match. I think Infused is still like the best European team, just how they played against us. A lot of people might disagree with me there, but I think they're getting first in their pool. And then I think probably TK is going to come out in the second spot. But Most Wanted and Tainted Minds could pull some upsets. That's another one of those pools that's just like very, very balanced. It's a balanced pool. Anything can really happen. Next, Group G, Envy, Orbit, Cloud9, and Vitality. Obviously, a lot of people, Envy are gonna come first. That's what most people are gonna say. And then I think Cloud9's probably gonna come out. Although Orbit is a very, very good team, it is not a team to take lightly. Vitality, I don't think that they're really gonna pull too many upsets in that group. I mean, they could. Again, it's tough to say. But I think that probably Envy is going to come out in first, and then more than likely Cloud9. But Orbit could also. Last but not least, moving on into our pool, Optic Gaming, Complexity, Panda Gaming, and Team LDLC. I think we're going to get first in this pool. We have 3 North American teams, which is, there's 2 pools with that happens. That's us and Group E, and Group E is considered the pool of death. So, it's going to be tough. I mean, Complexity, you got Haggy. I think Havoc's on that team as well. So, they're definitely a good team. They're not going to be a pushover. I do think that we're going to end up beating them, however. And then you've got Panda. That's 2 Quicks team with Nelson on it. And then you have LDLC, which is Shane and Watson. I think we're going to get first. I mean, I don't see us losing to any of them, but they could give us some close matches. Hopefully, we don't lose. Because we're moving on into the bracket play right about now, and if us or Envy loses in group stage, the bracket is going to be incredibly weird, like incredibly weird. So let's move on into bracket. Now you guys know all the pool play teams. Let me just switch out this graphic. Actually, I can just do this really fast. All right, this is where things can get weird. I'm going to go over what can get weird first, and then I'll give you guys what I think is going to happen. So look down to number 8 right there. You've got the Group H winner, which is our pool. In Group G, runner-up, which is Envy's pool. So say we win our pool, get first in our pool. Envy gets second in their pool. Boom. We play Envy first round. Let's look at another scenario. You got Group G winner, which is Envy's pool, or Group H runner-up, which is our pool. Envy gets first place. We lose one match. We get upset. Boom. We play Envy first round. Same as last year with Denial. Literally the exact same scenario. I think Denial lost to Prof, or did we lose? I can't even remember what happened. I try to forget about last year's champs, but that could be real weird if we end up playing each other first. It's a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is if we beat them, NVS is in losers bracket, we don't really have to worry about them anymore. The bad thing is if we lose to them, then we're in losers bracket, and then we're like in a bad spot, and we have to make the comeback throughout the rest of the tournament. So hopefully that doesn't happen. I mean, I'm not afraid to play them, but just I'd rather play them further down the line. Okay, so let me go over what I think is going to happen. So, look to number 8, Group H winner. I think that we're obviously going to win our pool. So, I'm going to put us down there in Group H. Look at Group H, look at Group G. You got Group G, Cloud9's pool, Envy's pool, Orbit's pool. I think we're going to end up playing Cloud9 in the very first round. I think we're going to beat Cloud9. Then moving on to the next round, you've got the Group F winner versus Group E runner-up. So that would be probably Infuse versus Elevate is how I'm seeing that panning out. I think Elevate's probably going to take that match unless Infuse comes out hot. And then we're going to end up playing Elevate in the second round. Moving on. I'm going to sort of make this a little bit quicker. You got Rise. Pretty much it's going to be Rise. I mean, you got Group B winner, which is probably going to be Rise. Again, some weird stuff could happen. If Rise loses their pool, it'll probably be like DT or Hyper Games or Luminosity maybe. It's tough to say, but I think we're going to end up playing Rise in semis. And then probably, if this all works out again, we're going to play Envy or FaZe in the winners finals. That's just how I see the bracket, you know, sort of evolving. Like I said, anything could happen. I mean, one team loses a match and this whole bracket goes like shit, so that's just how I see it happening. That's how the reasonable person would probably see it happening. But yeah, that is the Call of Duty XP pool play and bracket as I see it happening. So I hope that you guys learned a little something from this. I hope you guys are as excited for Call of Duty XP as we are, because we are going to be working incredibly hard to bring home a ring for the green wall. That's really all I got to say. It's going to be a great year. I think it's going to be a great tournament. I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you all for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like. Really helps out the channel. And as always, this was your boy, Scump. Flair.